because you guys are going to laugh at me. You are going to be like, wow, Leah, we expected more from you. I went to a yoga class yesterday, and that is a huge win. Partly because I need to start exercising again. So that's definitely a part of it. But more so because those kind of organized classes freak me out. So I know that you're like, nah, really? Because I feel that I convey a great sense of confidence. And I feel like for the most part, like I really am confident. But this is, so I actually was like, I was really fascinated by this. I'm like, what is it? Why do I freak out about things like this? Because I could speak in front of hundreds and hundreds of people on stage and I would love it. Doesn't scare me. Like, give it to me. I have. And I love that. Ask me to walk into a yoga class that I don't even have to teach. I can hide in the back. And it really does scare me. And so I was trying to figure out, I'm like, what is it about this? And it's that I can't stand when I don't know what to expect. When I can't, I'm worried that I'm going to do the wrong thing because I won't know like the protocol, I guess. So it's this idea of like, I don't know. I'm just like, what if everybody's supposed to do something and I don't know it? And I mess everything up or something like that. So, I was thinking about this because I wanted to talk to you about this as far as with your clients. We're just going to go on a tangent right now. Okay. So because I'm like this, okay, because I get very nervous about that I won't know what I'm supposed to do or I won't be in the right place. I got there and I had a little, free pass to try it out for 2 weeks. My friend was the yoga instructor. So I knew I was going to like the yoga instructor and that, that part would be great, but I was still nervous. In fact, I got there and the second I pulled in, I'm like, I forgot my yoga mat. So I had to run home, grab my yoga mat, come back. And I walk in and the front desk girl is super cute, but she's not thinking through like, what would I need to know? So she gets my information, everything. And she's like, okay, you're all set. And I told, obviously she knows this is my first time. That was clear. And then I had to be like, where do I go? And she's like, oh yeah, sorry. And, she tells me, okay, go down this hallway, then go to the right and you're going to find the classroom for the yoga. But I wouldn't have known that. And then when I get up to the yoga room, right, I was like, do you just walk in? Do you not? Like, is there still a class going on? Like, how do you know when you walk in? Like, I wasn't quite sure. And then I started to walk in and thankfully someone was like, oh, take your shoes off. I didn't know, like, that makes sense now that I think about it, but I didn't think to like, make sure I took my shoes off ahead of time. So there was just these little things, right? That each one of those could have stopped me. And I will be honest, in the past have. Like when I was young, especially, I would get up to a new situation. And I remember this one where I had to show up to this event that I was really excited about, but I had to show up all by myself. Everyone else was going to meet me there. For some reason, we couldn't all carpool. And I was really upset about that. But I had to show up by myself. And I remember I got there and I didn't know what to do. Like, and I got the courage to walk in. I mean, I was 19 or 20. I got the courage to walk in. I walked in, I started looking around and I was just overwhelmed. There were so many people. I didn't know where to sit. I couldn't find anybody. And I just panicked and I walked out. And I remember as I was walking out, I was so flustered and I was getting kind of emotional because I was just mad really at myself because I wanted to go, but I got too scared and I started like turning around. And I remember these cute little old ladies were like, oh, sweetheart, you're going the wrong way. Because I'm the only person who was walking towards the parking lot instead of away from the parking lot. And I never went in. I never went in. I went and sat in my car and cried and I didn't go in. What is the point of this? The point is when you are thinking about your customers, you want to always be thinking about where could they get stuck? What could be the thing that we just assume because we've been doing this a long time. We know, you know your stuff, right? You know your process, but they don't. What is the area where they could get stuck or frustrated or just stop because they don't know what comes next? They don't know what to do. So I wanted to share that with you because it was funny. So Taylor and I decided to go on an impromptu date last night, which I have to explain. we can go on dates here, but like our favorite place to go is 2.5 hours away. So an impromptu 2.5 hour away date is quite a date, but we did. And we were talking about this while we were driving. And I was saying, I'm like, I think I said, I think it's funny. I think that having this fear of not getting things wrong, having attention drawn to me because I didn't know what to do, or messing something up for someone else because, I didn't know how to do it right. Like, what if I messed up her class because I walked in when I wasn't supposed to, or something like that. It all, because those are fears that I have, I think it has helped me be hyper aware of creating these customer journeys and these customer experiences where I'm always trying to think through or listen for what they mentioned they get stuck on, so that I can then add some little point of education. I mean, think about this. Think how simple it would be in that yoga scenario to add in 2 or 3 little steps of education that would then make me feel at ease. When I first get there, the gal says, "Okay, great. Let me walk you back to our yoga classroom." And then as she's walking me back, she can say, "Here's where you take your shoes off. You can walk in and out." I mean, honestly, that's it. That is literally all that had to happen. But let's say she doesn't have time for that because she was the only person working at the desk. So maybe she can't leave the desk and go do that. So another option would be that she has like a little system, me and my systems. She has a little system that reminds her, like, check what they're trying to do, make sure they know how to get there, ask them if they have any questions, right? She could have a little system that sort of helped her to remember these different things to kind of check off. And then when I get to the yoga room, maybe there's a sheet of paper that says, "Welcome, we're so glad you're here. Step 1, take off your shoes. Step 2, you can leave your stuff." Like there were just these things. I'm like, do you bring stuff in? Do you not? In fact, I got in there just to embarrass myself more. I walked in, I checked in and everything. I ran back out to the car because I'm like, I don't know if you're supposed to have a bag or not. And what if I'm supposed to put it in a locker and I don't know where the lockers are and I don't want to have to figure that out. So I ran back and put my purse in the car and just had my keys, in a pocket because I'm like, I don't want to have to like figure another thing out. So all of this to say, think through your customers and most importantly, the potential customer before they become a customer. What is every single step that could hold them back, that can stop them? I really believe that all of us will increase the amount of customers we have, the amount of money that we're making, by making sure that we thoroughly do this, because there are people that you could have worked with, but they just disappeared because it got confusing or it got hard or they got stuck. That is the truth for all of us. So if we're always working on that, we are going to get better, and better is going to result in bigger bank accounts and more clients and all the good things. Okay, that is not even on any of the questions. Obviously, I just jumped right into my tangents, but I wanted to share that with you because I was been like just having fun thinking all about this since my experience yesterday. And to let you know, the yoga class was super fun, and I'm totally going to do it again. And it'll be less scary because now I know where to put my shoes.